Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the newest bags in the EDC line coming from Vertx. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things, and I officially have a problem. If you haven't been able to tell by now, I have a problem with backpacks and jackets, but backpacks mainly. Packs like this, whether it is something that I'm going to be traveling with or an EDC type of pack that I carry with me all the time, or maybe it's just like some small pouches that I keep things inside of to put inside of another thing. I just have so many of them and I can never get enough. Shh. That problem got amplified even further once I became introduced to Vertx and everything that they offer, because a lot of their bags integrate directly into the stuff that I'm into, like firearms and everyday carry type of gear. So you guys know that I've been using their stuff for a while, and they keep releasing new bags, which is awesome. They keep changing and refining designs. They're coming out with entirely new bags like this one here we'll talk about in a second. And if you guys use their stuff, you probably love it, and you probably also know that they just dropped their spring line. A lot of it is available for pre-order right now, or maybe by the time you're watching this video you can just go straight up buy it from their site. Now, my friends at Vertx actually sent me pretty much every single new bag they make in their new line, so I have so many bag videos to bring you guys. I actually showed a lot of these bags on Instagram, and I asked you if you wanted to see individual bag videos or if you wanted to see like a collection, longer video style type of thing. Most of you voted for the collection style video, where I kind of lump them together into similar categories, and that is what we're going to start today. This is basically going to be like a mini series all about Vertx products. Now, I'll get this out of the way right now. If you guys see anything that you like here in this video or any other Vertx video that I put out in the future, you guys can save a ton of money if you use my code Talon at checkout. It gets you 25% off everything that they sell. And not only are you saving money and getting some kick-ass products, but at the same time it does help support the channel, and it allows me to get bags like this to show you guys and bring you reviews on them. Now, to kick off this series, I figured we would start with a bag that I am most familiar with. You guys have seen a dedicated review of this bag on the channel before. So this is going to cover their small backpacks in this video. I will eventually get to their larger packs and their gamut line. They have quite a few new bags in their larger two-strap type of backpack category. I will also cover their sling bags, which they have improved significantly. I'm definitely a big fan of those now, as well as a miscellaneous type of video where I will cover their duffel bags and small pouches and just some other random Vertx items. So without further ado, let's get into the bag that I personally use for EDC, and this bag is with me almost 95% of the time. That is, of course, the EDC Ready Pack. This is actually the old one, and here I have the new one, which I've been rocking for about a month now. Side by side, we're gonna do a little bit of a comparison to see what has actually changed. Now, one of the first things that I noticed about the new 2.0 EDC Ready Pack is that they basically just refined the overall design. There are small components that have changed, but overall it is pretty much the same bag. One thing that is probably very hard for you guys to see on video right now, because these are all black everything. The thing that is hard to see is probably the logos. On this one up here you have the Vertx star, and then down on the bottom here it says Vertx. On this bag, everything is completely tagless. The only thing where you can actually tell that this is a Vertx bag, if you don't actually know what a Vertx bag is, are the little pull tabs here. They got their logo on there, and these are also some new zippers. They are a little bit smoother than they were in the past. But other than that, there is really no logo or product placement on here, unless of course you are using the little Velcro at the bottom here to slap on one of your favorite patches. Now, another design change is back here on the back panel. The previous one was mesh. The mesh ran up the back and then continued down the actual shoulder straps. Here on this one, they're using a little bit of a different material. They still have the cut through in here, so you could, I don't know, put like a rain jacket or something in there, or fasten it to maybe some roll-on luggage. It's got the same nylon straps down the actual shoulder straps. You have a sternum strap here in the middle. And like I mentioned, this is a bag that I carry with me more frequently than any other bag, and this is actually very comfortable with their little logo design here, which is kind of difficult to see. This allows for some airflow behind here, and yeah, I actually like the redesign. By the way, if you guys want to see how I have this entire bag decked out, I will leave a link for the video right up here. Some of the things that I have in here are a little bit different from when I filmed that video, because I am now keeping more stuff in my van, if you guys know about that. But this is still definitely the bag that I work out of the most. So now we're moving on to the inside with some subtle changes. In the top compartment here, you may notice noticed something hanging out here. I'll talk about that in a second, but they actually changed up the female Velcro on the inside here. I don't really know the exact difference between them, but this one does feel a lot more plush and a little bit softer. It's definitely still effective. Obviously, you can put Velcro on here, but I think if you are storing something like a firearm in here, it's going to protect the finish a little bit. Another change that they made in this pocket as well as up front is the addition of this kind of mesh material here. On the previous one, it was straight up mesh that you can actually see through, and this one is actually like a closed texture type of mesh. I actually prefer this because I believe it will kind of prevent snagging and it won't get as cut up as easily. I never really had an issue with this thing getting cut up because I really only kept cables and things like that in there, but this is definitely a nice revision. I can still fit my 15-inch MacBook Pro in here without a problem, and one thing that is actually new is this little rip tab up here. If you are choosing to carry this thing with a firearm as such on the inside here, what you can do is actually put this tab across this top female Velcro section right here. Zip this thing up until you get to that point. Now, if for some reason you need to get to what is in this bag very quickly, you can simply grab that tab, pull it down, and you have access to whatever you have with you. In this case, I have the CMMG Banshee. This is a 300 series. Got a video on this thing as well. Everything else in here is pretty much the same. You have some nice water bottle pockets on the outside again. They did change the closures just a little bit on these. Inside of here, I have some Vertx breacher gloves. And this thing does actually expand enough to fit one of the large Nalgene bottles in there. Another thing that I kind of learned recently, I've never done this before for whatever reason, but in this second pouch here, not a whole lot has changed. You still have the Velcro and everything. This is where I keep my little micro EDC type of kit. Well, you can just take this flap and tuck it right inside of here. Now, from the outside of the pack, it still looks pretty normal, but as you can see, you have this like open pouch here where you can throw stuff and have super easy access to it. When I was walking around the convention floor the other weekend, I was actually throwing stickers and patches and things like that in here. People were coming up and taking patches off of this and leaving some of their own, so it's kind of a cool little feature, and that is one thing that I overlooked a lot in the past. Now we'll zip that up and get into the final compartment. Like I mentioned, not a whole lot has changed here. That mesh up front did change a little bit. I got the same lens pen and hand sanitizer, Sharpies, business cards, all sorts of stuff like that. This bag is not too big, it's not too small. I do like that it has two straps. One thing that I have actually changed about this bag is that I have been carrying off body a lot more with this quick access tab. All of the Vertx bags have this. Now, one disadvantage to a dual strap as opposed to a sling would be how you can actually position the bag when it's on your body. So right now I do have a firearm in that compartment. What you do is you grab that rip tab, bring it around the front of your body, and of course a sling is gonna sit up a little bit higher across your chest, so if you're running some kind of like backpack armor panel in here, it's gonna be much more effective. But when you sling this thing around, you open it up, and then I have my Glock 17 FS MOS X300 RMR, and I'm running that in a QVO secondary holster with one of their Velcro adapters. Off-body carry is one of those things that I don't do a whole lot, but when I do, I really appreciate it. As long as you train with it and you get proficient at actually drawing a firearm and fighting with it, doing whatever you need to do, this little compartment in the back is definitely nice to have. And yeah, that again is the EDC Ready Pack. You guys have heard about this thing a lot already. All right, now we're moving on to a brand new pack for this new line that they just came out with, and this is what they call their last call pack. As you can see, it is very similar in size to the EDC Ready Pack. It just has a little bit of a different design. This is one of the things that I kind of look for when choosing a bag. I like to find the ones that pack out a little bit differently. This thing packs out very much like a standard backpack, and this one, however, is a lot different in the fact that it opens up into this big top compartment. And then there really isn't a whole lot of separation. You just get a massive open bag here to kind of roll things up, and I feel like this one has a little bit more room. Now, before we get into the inside of the pack, let's check out the outside. Starting with the back panel here, this is using the same type of material as the revised 2.0 EDC Ready Pack. It has some mesh on the shoulder straps, and this design is just a little bit more simple than that. There isn't a whole lot of nylon and straps and stuff running down the sides here. You do still get the sternum strap, which is nice. You get that flow-through design if you want to put anything through here, and then just a simple grab handle on top. You do not get one in the front like you do on the EDC Ready Pack. On the sides, you do have some similar water bottle pockets. You have the female Velcro up front if you want to put any patches on there. And this is a bag that I have not actually used yet, so this thing is brand new, but if I fluff this thing out, you can see how much capacity this thing actually has. The top portion is held together by the two straps here and then a little bit of Velcro. And here is that inside again. You could definitely fit a 15-inch MacBook Pro or any other laptop for that matter. You have some admin pockets at the top, very similar to the EDC Ready Pack. You have this new mesh material here. Hey, I have my camera stuff in here. I was actually looking for this. So the reason this is in here is because I did actually pack this thing out just to see if I would like it, and I do prefer the EDC Ready Pack. But if you are into this style of backpack, it sort of reminds me of like a European style backpack for some reason, then maybe this would be a better option for you. I could probably actually take this old EDC Ready Pack and fit it completely inside the new Last Call. So there you guys go as far as capacity goes. I actually do like the way that this thing packs out. I think I just prefer the straps better on the other bag. So this thing is fairly simple. You do have one more pocket on the front here. If you grab this pull tab and pull down, you of course have access to the front MOLLE panel as well as some Velcro, and then the hidden pocket underneath here, which you will find in most Vertx bags. It has some straps on the outside here if you want to put like a bike helmet or something like that on the outside and just kind of cinch it down. What I love about all of these bags is the versatility of them. You can do a lot of different things with them. So that's about it for the Last Call bag. I don't want to bore you guys to death with all of these bag reviews. So what I do want to know is, what type of bag do you want to see next? Like I mentioned, these are the smaller backpacks in the line. They also have the Gamut line, which are a lot bigger than this, and they have a few different variants of it. And then there are also the new revised sling packs, which I am definitely a big fan of. I'm excited to show you guys those. And then there's the miscellaneous category with the duffel bags and some smaller sling, like dead letter type of packs. Let me know which of those three categories you want to see next, and I will absolutely make that happen. Now I do have to give a big thanks to my friends at Vertx for sending these out. That way I am able to make videos on them for you guys. Again, if you think you would like an EDC pack or the Last Call pack, you can use my code TALONSCI at checkout for 25% off your order. If you have any questions on these two, let me know in the comments down below. And other than that, I think that's all that I had for today. So if you're new to the channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every week, and I will talk to you in the next one.